Thanks for watching this week's video from NIVA Health. Today we're going to talk about erectile dysfunction. But before we do, hit the subscribe button in the corner and then tap the bell so you can stay up to date every time we post a new video on our channel. Did you know that 40% of guys over the age of 40 have some sort of erectile dysfunction? Are you wondering, maybe is something wrong with me? Well, I want to let you know that there's some common symptoms, and some of them are obvious medical symptoms, and then some of them are not so obvious. So, for example, the inability to sustain an erection, right? Getting hard, but not hard enough for actual penetration. Or how about losing an erection in certain sexual positions, like if the guy's on the bottom and the blood flows out of the penis due to a weak buccal fascia. Not being able to finish. A lot of guys also shy away from sex or intimacy due to a lack of performance anxiety or the fact that they know they can't please their partner, and often that's humiliating. So are you wondering, should I be taking an over-the-counter sexual enhancement pill, or should you guys come in and see us at NIVA Health? Well, firstly, a lot of guys out there, there's a lot of unwanted side effects, and the drug world calls this, side effects. For example, severe headaches, congestion, systemic blood pressure issues. So the big difference between taking drugs and what we do is drugs are temporary. So they're there to mask the symptoms. So the symptom being ED. So most likely it's like putting a piece of black electrical tape over your red oil light in your car. So, what we do is we actually get to the root cause of your ED issue and fix the problem without drugs, without surgery. Doesn't that make so much more sense? Are you wondering if the results are guaranteed? Well, the one thing that we can guarantee is if you do nothing, it will continue to get worse. And we expect great results in our clinic. We're actually able to help about 85% of the people that walk into our office. And to be transparent, we cannot help every single person. Unfortunately, some guys just wait too long. And, this non-surgical drug-free therapy is really no longer an option. And again, we do address the root cause. We fix the actual cause of the problem. And so because of that, we have an extremely high success rate, and the multitude of guys that we make happy are huge. But more importantly, the number of wives that we make happy are even bigger. So hashtag happy wife, happy life. So a lot of guys want to know, what to expect when you come to NIVA Health on your men's ED visit. And so what I can tell you is you'll be guided through the entire process with dignity, with privacy, and with respect. Our entire team is committed to get the best possible outcome. And on your first visit to the office, you're going to meet with our medical provider. The provider will thoroughly go through your past and your present medical history to gain a full understanding of your current sexual issue, as well as perform a blood flow analysis test. So at this point, your medical provider will be able to formulate a concise diagnosis of your condition and provide a specific recommendation for care. Again, we cannot help every single person that comes into our clinic. As for some men, they've waited just too long, and this non-surgical drug-free solution is no longer an option. And so if this is the case, your medical provider, will let you know. The good news is we can help most people we see. Typically, depending on the severity of the condition, a course of care will range from about 5 weeks to about 10 weeks. And a typical office visit is only about 20 minutes. So we see most of our clients twice a week during their course of care. And I know there's going to be a lot of comments about this. So, I encourage you to go ahead and post some good comments below for me to read. So, we've been getting a lot of questions in from a lot of girlfriends and wives asking about, how do I talk to my husband about their sexual dysfunction? Like, I don't know how to bring it up. And that's a really good question. And, this can be an extremely sensitive issue. Sometimes we neglect to remember that this isn't just a problem for your husband, but it's an issue as a married couple, right? I mean, intimacy is such a big part of marriage. And if either spouse were to have an issue that threatened, your intimacy as a couple, it would be something that you'd have to deal with as a couple. And so this should be looked out exactly the same way. And that's why it's so important to communicate. We've helped so many men in our clinics. Amazingly, most men have a very similar story and journey. Although erectile dysfunction is a culmination of decades of degenerative conditions that a lot of guys will just wake up one day and ask themselves, how did I actually get here? Like, what am I gonna do? Like, gone are the days of like waking up with erections so hard that, you have to stand up on your tippy toes and, push your penis down to urinate in the toilet. As far as spontaneous erections go, I mean, those haven't been happening for years now. So unfortunately, part of the journey is very painful, emotionally. Not being able to please, their partner and not being able to please themselves. This is a tremendous blow to the male psyche and the male ego. And men feel that they're less of a man than they once were. And this puts a lot of stress, not only on them, but on the intimacy, with their partner. And so one of the biggest steps of the journey is really coming, face to face with the issue and making a decision to do something. And so I applaud every man that has made that decision. So once a client's picked up the phone, made an appointment, and walked into NIVA Health, the hardest part is actually over. And now you're in the hands of experts. Our medical staff will put you on the right course of care to get you back to being the man that you once were. All you have to do now is show up for your therapy. It's 20 minutes, twice a week. The healing begins from the very first treatment, and depending again on the severity of your condition, treatment from start to finish will run about 5 to 10 weeks, and then you're done and you're off to the races. So you're wondering what it feels like to come to NIVA Health and experience an ED visit. So let me take you on this journey with us. So come on with me. So the first thing that we're gonna do is you're gonna come on in here. We're gonna have a seat, and what we're going to figure out is how much blood flow is actually flowing through the penis. This is what's gonna help us determine how severe the situation is. So we do a what we call a Doppler. That's gonna help us measure the actual blood flow that's flowing. It's a non-invasive procedure. It's very simple, it's very quick. And from there, based on your medical history, the information that you give us on that one-on-one conversation that we're gonna have in this room, we will be able to determine if you're mild, moderate, or maybe you're severe. And then from there, that will help us guide you and recommend a specific personalized care plan. From there, you can basically start your first visit usually on the first day that you come in for your analysis. So it's really simple, and the treatment itself is only about maybe 15 to 20 minutes max. So let me show you some of the things that we're actually going to go through when you come in for your ED visit. So this right here, this is our Doppler. It's basically an ultrasound, and it's non-invasive, doesn't hurt at all. And this helps us determine blood flow. So when we're determining blood flow, that tells us, if you're mild, if you're moderate, if you're severe. We'll also take a full history, get to know exactly what your symptoms are, what you're experiencing, so that we can make a good determination on how severe the condition is. From there, we're going to recommend a very personalized care plan. And our main treatment that we utilize is the GAINSWave technology. So we use this machine right here. And so we're able to really explain to you exactly what's going on with your specific situation. This right here is the gold tip from GAINSWave. It's an acoustic sound wave device. It's a class 1 FDA cleared device. And basically, you're coming in and this thing is on for about 10 minutes. And what we do is we go up and down the penile shaft. And what this does is it actually increases blood flow. So the main issue that causes erectile dysfunction, here's the big secret, it's decreased blood flow. So when the blood is not flowing properly in the penis, as you age and you degenerate, or you're taking a bunch of medications and your body's dealing with stress and things like that, the amount of blood flow that flows through your penis decreases, and that really affects erection, sexual pleasure, being able to finish, and all these maintain an erection and all these functions. So by treating you with our GAINSWave technology, we're able to break up all the plaque that's in the blood vessels in your penis. And basically what that does is it basically reverses time. So it's the anti-aging for your penis, so that you can start performing the way you were performing when you were a lot younger. And we're noticing that usually after several treatments, we start noticing, we get positive feedback that, hey, I'm noticing some really nice changes. And then from there, we actually encourage our patients to, after their they come in from their first visit to go home and, you know, try to have sex. And so that's really the goal. And so our success rate is super high. I can very proudly say that we really, you know, we don't want to overpromise, but I can tell you that, you know, we stick by you until you get the results that you come in for. And so it's really about making sure that you end up getting the kind of result that you want here. Of course, not every single person is a candidate. Some people do wait too long where it gets too degenerative and this non-surgical drug-free option is no longer an option. But when you come in, we will be honest with you and we'll let you know if you are going to be an excellent candidate for an ED patient here at NIVA Health. Did you forget to subscribe? Go ahead and do it now so you don't miss any of the new therapies that we're coming out with, because we want to make sure that you're the first to know what's available. So click now.